All right, so please tell us a little bit about yourself outside of uni. As much as you're comfortable with.
Outside of uni, I'm not really doing too much. Since the coronavirus and stuff happened, I'm usually sitting at home, stuff, just chilling,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
nothing wrong with that. What would you consider to be your hobbies? Like, obviously you play Undernight, and that's why we're talking today. But do you have anything
Yeah,
else?
I do love fighting games a lot. Um, Back in high school, I used to like running a lot.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, so there's that. I don't really do that stuff anymore though. Um, and besides that, anime pretty much, yeah.
Okay, okay. So how did you get into Undernight?
Uh, in 2000, when did this come out? On Steam, 2018, right?
Yeah, I think the
Yes.
fall, around the fall of
Yeah,
2018.
it was fall. It was fall. Yeah, around there, I saw somebody streaming it, and I was like, it was an instant buy. It was an instant buy.
Hey,
I
let's
had to
go.
try it out.
Okay, okay. What in particular do you find that you like the most about Undernight?
I like how safe you can move in this game. I guess if that makes sense.
No, it does.
I never played a game where you can dash block. I don't believe for this.
Yeah, because
Uh,
normally, like in other games, and it messes me up when I go to play other games too. Like when you dash, you actually can't
yeah,
guard through the duration of that, so it's just like, oh
yeah.
fuck, yeah. So I feel it too. I like it was the same for me when I started playing. I was like, yo, dash block, like I'm not
It's
stuck
actually
into
pretty
this
sick.
dash. Like this is super cool. Okay, so you like the safety of like advancing options. You can kind of like take your time.
Yeah, yeah. You can take your time, and it won't. You're not gonna take. It's not gonna be too bad if you're not in all the time,
Hmm.
because you can. You just have time to think.
Yeah. And stuff like the grid cycle means that active, like smart defense means that you guarantee like a turn if you need it. When you
Yeah,
get the cycle.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, what's been a moment in Undernight that you kind of look back on and you think fondly about, or maybe when you talk to other people, you talk fondly about?
Hmm. I'm gonna undernight. Fondly.
This could be something like, oh, I hit somebody with this mix up, or like, I finally like beat this player in my region or something like that. It can be anything like that.
I'm not gonna lie. Right now, uh, any of the offline tournaments I went to,
Mm.
those probably the best times I had. Unfortunate. Can't do that right now, but
Yeah.
playing offline was probably the best, funnest stuff ever.
Yeah, because you guys have a pretty strong region over there too. You got Onyx Dude and Ray and Star. Y'all got
Yeah,
Coma. Y'all got some
yeah.
talent over there. So I can feel that. I can feel that. So moving on a little bit. Who is your main character and why did you choose to play them?
Uh, so my own main character is Linne.
Hmm.
When I first picked out who I wanted to play, I looked at the character select screen. Seth looked pretty edgy, so I was gonna play Seth because he was fast,
Hmm.
but he was probably a little bit too edgy for me. And then I clicked Linne, and her run was kind of OD. So I was like, I might have to pick this.
She definitely has that kind of
And, I, and
ninja
then I
run
never
going on.
and then I never switched after that.
Okay. Yeah. Line actually was like the very first character that I picked up when I played EL.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I thought she was like super cool because like when I watched the trailer for Under Night and
Oh,
Birth.
here's another reason why I like how where her like win quotes and stuff where she's like, you would have won, but you just don't have enough experience and stuff like that. That shit that spoke to for some reason. I don't know why. I
You
don't know.
like that you're 1,000 years too early, to beat me type stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel that, yeah. I actually almost like I basically started the game with Line, but you know, to tell on myself just a little bit, I had come over from like playing Smash primarily, so like Uni was like the actual first like non-Street Fighter game that I tried to take seriously, and I couldn't do any inputs. Like looking at our combos was just like looking at gibberish to me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I switched from Line to Akatsuki because he was easier.
Oh.
And lo and behold, that ended up sticking for me. Do you happen to have any sub characters? Because like I know that you play Line. We've played each other a lot.
The only sub character I have is Hyde, and that's probably dead at this point. Yeah.
Hyde is a pretty common sub character too. Like he seems pretty straightforward, although like he ends up being kind of complicated in his own right too.
Yeah.
So, what would you consider to be your playstyle in Undernight, and how do you think Uni allows you to express yourself in that way?
I'm not entirely sure. I'll tell you a few things I like to do. I really like making people whiff and hitting their recovery frames and stuff like that. Making people I guess like the scramble between if I'm going to grab you or if I'm just going to run up block or if I'm going to run up press buttons. I like doing that stuff too. So I guess it's just rush down, I guess, right? That's what you call it, right?
Rush down, whiff punishing, and things like that. Although, you know, when I play you, rush down is not necessarily
that's why I didn't want to say that. Because the worst thing I hate is when I'm pressuring you and I get hit. That kind of tilts me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm the same way. You know, I definitely know like from playing you, like, you know, 6xc, like that game, 6xc no cancel, 6xc delay cancel, and you know, I think you know, when I talk about like playing you with some of the other players that I play online, you know, like that 5C is like the Darkhero button. Like that's just the if you can't deal with 5C, it's over for you. Like you can't win.
Yeah. I mean, biggest button.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like kind of like active mid-range, that might be a descriptor, because like I think you control the angles of like mid-range with her pretty well, you know, with 6C, 6C, 5C, and then obviously you can't like press too many lows against her because she can just Kuga over it and stuff like that.
Yeah, Kuga, dive kick.
And then transitioning that to like the close range game where it's like, okay, we all know Line is like somewhere between -4 and +1 or something like that. So what is she gonna do? Is she gonna throw? Is she gonna wait? You know, like playing that sort of game, I think definitely describes you pretty well. With that being said, let's transition into kind of talking about characters. What matchup do you find to be your best matchup, and why do you think that this is your best matchup?
Best matchup? It's either
So I can maybe help you out a little bit, because I know a certain redacted player who plays Gordo is a little stumped fighting your character. So I don't know, maybe do you find that Gordo is a particularly good matchup for you, or is it just kind of normal, like you're just kind of playing your
it's hit or miss. It's really hit or miss.
Okay.
Because sometimes I just get smoked.
Yeah.
I can't guess right.
Yeah. Okay.
On defense, or I'm just like, I don't guess right, and then you just start mashing, and then and then that's not good either.
Yeah, because you get counter hit. Okay, so we know like.
But I guess
oh, go ahead.
It could be the best. It's either that or the mirror, maybe. Because in the mirror, I feel like every time I lose, it's because it's something I didn't do and I could have done. You know? I don't know.
Did you say that or did you say that like Batista?
Not Batista. I'm awful in that matchup. No.
Okay.
Not Batista.
So you find the mirror match pretty nice because like you know what you're supposed to look out for. Like there aren't too many surprises, kind of deal. That's super interesting because I hate the mirror. I hate playing Akatsuki. It's like one of the most I'd rather like play it against Batista and like Yuzu every time than like play against Akatsuki. It just feels so annoying for me. So it's interesting that you're one of the guys that likes to play the mirror.
Yeah. It's probably just because I played it a lot.
Yeah. East Coast is full of Lina. You know, you got Revert, you got Brandon, you know, Long Island Nick. There are a lot of like strong Linas on the East Coast, so I feel like you definitely end up playing that a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll flip that. What matchup do you find that you struggle against the most, and why do you think that you struggle with it?
Real talk, it's probably either Hilda or Batista.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting because I think Hilda is considered to lose to Line like relatively solidly too.
Probably. I probably should need to play more, I'm not gonna lie. But
so what do you find about Hilda that like is pretty difficult for you?
Usually when I get in, it's very easy. It's easy, right? Mm-hmm. But I really have trouble getting in, honestly. I will usually take a hit, and then I can't block the mix. I can't block it at all. I crumble after that stuff.
Yeah.
I crumble after that stuff. So if I don't get out, it's probably over. And or if I get hit twice and I somehow get out, I just either don't have enough time because I took too long, or I get hit, or I have to do something risky because it timing.
So do you think that because we talked a little bit before about how you like to control the mid-range sort of game, and you basically control tempo there, but you can't do that against Hilda necessarily.
Yeah, you can't really do that.
Yeah, it's either like you're sitting and waiting, or you're like initiating something. Yeah, I feel that. And then what about Batista? Because like, you know, everybody on the East Coast has played Fox of, so like that surely slants some of our opinions about Batista.
I'd say that, but Batista, I don't know, man. It's like this. It's pretty much the same thing, you know, because like during what is the real problem? When she sets up gems, and I'm trying to space the gem, and I swear the hitbox on is, and I cannot like.
Oh, the explosion! Yeah.
Yeah, the explosion. Yeah,
it ends up
I can never space it correctly, and I'm always like right at the edge of it.
Yeah,
blocking it when I don't want to.
Yeah, because it's more advantaged at like the edge of it. Like I think
is it?
Yeah, that's what I remember hearing from Fox of. Like it's plus, like gem explosion is plus at the edge, but like if you're in the first part of the detonation, it's actually slightly minus. Or I think it depends on like what normal actually triggers it, but generally the way to think about it is like if you're within the inner explosion, it's not so plus, but if you're at the edge of it with the outer explosion, it's definitely plus. So I kind of feel that because it's
you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
That makes sense. I should probably not do that then. I didn't know that. Okay.
End up finding more things about the matchup, but
yeah, that's probably why these are worse matchups. I just don't know.
Yeah. Like, another thing that I find pretty interesting about Batista, because, like, obviously she controls a lot of different areas of the screen against, like, my character, too. Stopping her transition from, like, you know, she randomly, like, 6-6 you into, like, gym set or something, and you're just not ready to press a button there, or, like, doing jump gym or something. It's just, like, now you have control because there's this gym. And if I'm on the outer edge of the gym, or you do like a gym into a second gym, like the double explosion I think is pretty plus. Because I think the second explosion usually hits you on the outer side. So it's like, it's so much to pay attention to, and then like you just get drilled or something like that. Like, I can feel that. I can feel that. It's a hard matchup for sure. So transitioning a little bit away from character discussion, do you have any rivals? And if so, why do you consider, you know, this player or that player to be your rival? This could be in region.
In tournament, it's really Star and Onyx, dude, right? Because those are the people I played the most in tournament, at least.
This is offline, I assume, right?
Mostly online.
Okay, online now.
I haven't played Onyx dude in offline, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think. Okay. No, we only did casuals offline. Yeah, no.
Okay. So we got Star and Onyx dude, and why do you consider them to be rivals?
Cause in tournament it's really back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, they're always really good games. As far as casuals though, I don't know, cause there's not like, these aren't like rivals. I don't know. Everybody good that I play is just like a good match, you know?
That makes sense. There are sometimes maybe some people that you, or for me at least, I feel like there are some players that I feel like happier if I beat, I guess. And when I think about it like that, then I usually end up tracing to some rivals. Like, you know, it's a one-sided rivalry, but, you know, I consider Foxuff to be my rival, even though I'm getting beat up. But when I do win, it's just like, okay, it's like, let's see if I can get more consistent next time, you know. Players like God Hunter, I would consider him to be a rival of mine too. Angel of Soul, players like that, you know. Friends, but people that I don't want to lose to in tournament, like, you know, stuff like that. But okay. So do you have some other players that are on your radar? This could be like opponents that you're looking forward to fight, like either online or offline, players that like you feel you have to focus more on like playing, or it could be players that you think are like under the radar, maybe underrated. Do you have any players like that?
Any players that I want to beat online right now?
Or just in general? Just in
general. I want to beat Bit Black.
Yeah,
That's
me too.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
I'm not gonna lie, that event that last time, I'm still a little salty.
Yeah,
I was still salty.
I went back and I labbed for like a week after that, because like, you know, I had my preparation too. Like I had prepared, you know, both for you and for Big Black, and losing those games, some of the ways that we did, I was like, man, oh my god. So I definitely feel it. And then I lost to him last month too. I played him in the PSN final.
Did you?
Yeah. I ended up getting third because I lost to Brandon in losers finals, but I lost to him there, and I lost to him in one of the weekly events too. I got second to him, like I think at the first week's one. So he's a person I've been chasing for sure. Do you have any other players like, or players that maybe are not super notable, that you like feel are strong, or players that you've noticed like when you play them?
That aren't notable?
Or might not be notable, maybe they are notable. Just players that stick out to you, I guess. That's the better way to phrase the question. And again, it's fine if there aren't too many that stick out more than usual, or if you don't pay attention to that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now. I'm not sure.
Okay. It's no problem. So do you have players that particularly inspire your play, or do you have like players that you look up to? This could be like gameplay or just, community members or anything like that.
People that I look up to, or
players that inspire your play. So I know like a lot of Lines really follow Time Upper.
I think a good influence on me was like a lot of the Ori players.
Really?
Because like the walk back stuff, when they do that, it always blows my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Even though her walk is OD, walk is just way too mad fast, but it's okay. Doing stuff like that, that's cool.
I can definitely see that being a really strong influence in your play when I'm overcommitting and I'm getting lazy and you just walk back and 5C me. I'm like,
yeah.
So those are players maybe like Nishine or Frozen Core, players like Psychotic.
Yeah.
Okay. So that helps inspire your mid-range control. Do you happen to watch any other Lines? Like a lot of Lines I think follow Jikangere or Time Upper if you want to.
I don't watch enough.
Oh.
I don't watch enough, really, honestly.
I mean, I think that is a fine way to go too, because like I try not to watch too many Akatsuki's when I first started out. I just wanted to like play and get my own sense of play style. Is that kind of how you've approached your game?
It's more like I just kept playing, and so I found my own play style, and then watching somebody else play is just kind of like,
it's like different, right?
Unless something specific happens, I'm probably not gonna play like that. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Like if I were starting now, maybe I'd watch something. Not sure.
Yeah, I've kind of found that like even now as I'm watching, there usually isn't anything in particular that I watch when I watch other Akatsuki players that I'm like, it's like, okay, I have to do this or I have to do that. If I see like a mix-up land in a specific situation, I'll like start to think, it's like, I might take that. There was like a setup that I think Euphoric does that uses like a weird frame trap on 6xc. I was like, oh, okay, I'll take that. I'll see what I can do with that. There's a lot of that sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've basically lost a year because of COVID-19, but what are some of the things that you found yourself doing to maintain your interest in the game?
Online tournaments, pretty much.
Yeah.
Although recently I have not been joining any because of work, but yeah, online tournaments are always a little bit stressful, but they're fun.
Yeah, I found that way too. I know one of the things that I do is I end up commentating online tournaments. Like I commentate the Midwest events, usually with Gasada. Like he and I paired up to commentate some stuff. Over the summer, I think we were commentating some of the LP events for Northeast too. So there's always some small things you can do. Do you currently have any goals that you're working toward? You know, now that we're still kind of waiting on things to get safer, you know, for potential online or offline events.
Any goals? Not particularly.
Okay.
Besides, not crumbling so much on defense. Maybe.
Oh, okay. So maybe a goal is like trying to keep your composure a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. So that was actually our last like official question. So finally, if you can, please give us some places to see your content, or you know, maybe some places on social media to follow you at.
I don't really have a YouTube or anything, but my Twitter is Darkhero, but with a 0_. So DARKHER 0_. That's my Twitter.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for taking the time out, you know, to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for asking me.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Not a problem.